Okay, hello guys. In today's live stream, we're playing Tower of Hell, and I guess that's that. Let me turn on my. There we go. I haven't used this on my new computer, so this is gonna be kind of iffy. I used to be really good at this. And then the next day, like, I stopped playing because, like, I stopped playing with my little... Oh, what is with her outfit? I need some bleach, please and thank you. I'm telling my mommy about this outfit that I seen. I absolutely hate this so much. I'm already starting to rage. We're going to play until I rage. If I rage, you'll probably like not even hear me say bye. I normally stay calm, but that's sometimes. Wait, what? Oh, this is no! Don't do me like this, Jeremy. I'm telling your mom. Are you kidding me? I could have actually got to stage 2. But thanks for Jeremy. He made this game horrible. I'm wondering who Jeremy is. I used to say there was a guy in my closet and he was like my best friend. And his name was Jeremy. Because I felt scared that there'd be someone in my closet. If I make it to level pink right now, I'm going to... Oh, yay, I made it to level pink. Wait, let's see if I can get ahead of everyone. Well, clearly right now I'm probably like the last thing anyone... Oh my god. I'm probably like the last one in line at the moment. But guys, do not worry. Any other... I will be answering... You know, the name never changes like at all except one part. And that one part is like the game I play. I think people know. Hello, thank you. Oh, there's someone else joining. Yay, I feel lucky. I finally have 2 people playing. Well, not playing. I am struggling with my grammar and my talking recently because I've been all home just with my family. So like I have really no friends I've been hanging out with recently. Like I've just been home talking to myself in the wall in the mirror. You know, you people should understand. Oh no, I just went down 1. No! Oh my god. I don't know if I should rather be laughing or crying. Come on. Bunny in Ohio. Bunny, listen, Ohio. Oh. Is this Ohio? You guys don't know how bad I struggle with these. Are you kidding me? You are joking. You are joking, right? You are actually joking. I'm so happy. I've never been happier if you do not know. I did not want to leave the bed this morning. I wanted to sleep. Last night. Well, not last night. Yesterday I took like a was it? Yeah, it was yesterday. I took like a 5-hour nap or something. Because the night before on Saturday night, we stayed up. One of my cousins went upstairs to sleep at my grandmother's house. So like, yeah. So it was just me and one of my other cousins, my brother and my sister, and we all stayed up. I stayed up till like 3:50 or 4 a.m. And my sister stayed up till like 3:30 or something. I don't know. Because we all fell asleep almost at the same time. My brother stayed up till like 5 a.m. My cousin stayed up like, I don't even know. Are you kidding me? me. Breathe. Oh. It's okay, breathe. You got this, girl. These trails are annoying me so bad because, like, oh, I got this. I do not got this. I feel so proud. I actually thought I had this. Okay, at least whoever bought the jump, respect to you. Are you actually kidding me? I thought my life would be getting so much better. I don't know. I like shift better because, like, I don't have to. People, like, I don't know how they, like, hardly use shift. I keep forgetting that it's not the, like, where you're able to touch the lasers or not. I don't know. Okay, anyways. Since I'm on Christmas break, I feel so happy that I get to sleep in till, like, however long I want. Whoever bought the double jump, I hope you actually, like, I hope you don't make it. No! No! I was supposed to make that. I was determined to make that. Why did I not make that? I was meant to make that. Why did I was told I was supposed to make that. Like, one of my gut feelings told me I was supposed to make that. Why did I not make that? Oh, how did I make that? No. I feel lucky. Get your stanky butt out of my face. I want to laugh, but I can't laugh for some reason. Anxiety rising. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh my god. How did I make that? Only in Ohio, kids. Kids from Ohio should make this. I made it! No, you're kidding me. If I fall, I won't fall on another platform. I'll fall on a bunch of lasers and die. Why are my hands shaking so bad in real life? No! 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 No, I thought my life was getting better. I'm out of breath. I think I'm gonna pass out. I'm out of breath. I'm also not out of breath. I'm sitting here talking. I was really hoping for one of my live streams to get at least 2 questions. One of my live streams, there was like 5 to 10 people watching. And I was playing, like, with one of my fans. And, wait, yeah, right? Or was it with one of my friends? No, it was with one of my it was with one of my fans. Because she, almost took an hour begging me for me to play with her. But it was like, she wasn't a YouTuber. She wasn't a YouTuber, though. Maybe, no, yeah. It was one of the fans that weren't a YouTuber. I've had a fan who was a YouTuber who hopefully still watches my channel. Dang it. I had a bright smile on my face because I read it as 3 people watching. I was, like, actually happy. Wait, can I do this? Can I actually beat someone? I was at the top. I was at the top. If I get a win, I'm hoping I can get at least 4 viewers. Or at least 3, you know. Be nice to me. Respectfully, be nice to me. 3 viewers would make me smile. I mean, the 2 viewers, I of course love. Is it just me? Everyone's like, no, I only have 130 live stream viewers. But I'm like over here with 2, and I'm grateful. As I'm begging for more. How? It didn't kill the girl who's even closer. I'm about to buy one of the new. Are you kidding me? That boy was in my way when I was trying to do my little parkour skills. Like reading chat for a minute for fun. I felt like doing my little parkour skills. If you do not know, I'm a pro parkourist. Is that a word? Parkourist? Oh my god, I thought I fell for a minute. My heart stopped for like 2 to 3 minutes. Are you? How? That's impossible. I'm calling the police. I'm calling 911. This is impossible. I'm calling my mom and I'm telling her that I need to speak to the manager, whoever made this game. I need to speak to their manager, whoever made this game. Like, this is out of hand. I should have won. I'm calling my mom, and my dad owns Roblox. Like, my dad actually owns Roblox. I'm not one of those kids who lie about my dad owning Roblox. Like, I'm serious. Green is like the hardest level. No! Oh my god, I got 527. What, did a video blow up or is it from the live stream? Oh, got 1.2Ks for doing my nails. Wow. I was painting them white and then I didn't have like the nail polish was like very old. Had it for years actually, fun fact. So like it was like kind of dried out a little bit, so like it did not show up good. And this fun fact, this is actually not like No. Fun fact, okay, I might as well do a story time. I'm trying to think. What story time should I do? Should I just play one and like should I just play a story time? Okay. Hold on guys. I'm gonna set it on the be right back so I can like pick out a story time.
Story time. A girl named Akira Kendrick sent me this story, and the background of it is that her dad was very abusive to her mother, and her mother got custody of Akira, and her dad was not happy about that. Anyway, so Akira was with her aunt and her cousins at her grandmother's house, all on her mother's side, and her dad stops by to say hello. And Akira's outside playing with her cousin, and her dad comes up to her and grabs her arm and says, "Do you want to go to Walmart with me?" And at the time, she's only 7, so all she hears is toy aisle, so she says, "Yes, let's go." So they get in the car, they head to Walmart, she gets some really nice pom-poms, and then he says, "Okay, let's go back to your grandmother's house." So he starts driving and he gets on the highway, and Akira knows that her grandmother's house is right around the corner from Walmart, so he does not need to get on the highway. So she says, "Dad, where are we going?" And he gets really mad and says, "Shut up, sit down, it does not matter." So Akira's in the back seat, she's really scared, and she just shuts her mouth. So after being in the car for a while, they eventually arrived at this really old, abandoned, beat up house. And when they walk in, Akira sees about 25 people and she does not know any of them. Her dad brings her to a room, puts her in a little closet, throws her some toys and her pom-poms and says, "Play." Part 2 is coming right now. Part 2 of Akira's dad literally kidnapping her. So when they get to the house, Akira is really scared. She doesn't know any of these 25 people. Her dad brings her to a room, throws her in a closet, puts some toys in there and says play. So after about an hour of being in a little closet with some toys, she finally decides to get up and go look for her dad. So she opens the door and starts looking around, and there's no one in the house. There's not even a single trace of somebody ever being there. So of course she starts freaking out and crying. She doesn't know where she is. She's so far away from her grandmother's house, and she doesn't have a phone. And so eventually, after 3 hours, she hears somebody. She looks up and her dad is standing there, and he says, "Come on, let's go, the cops are outside." So basically, Akira's aunt called the cops and they had a search warrant for him. They ended up finding her dad and they said to him, "If you don't take us to her, you will go to jail." And obviously, from what I just said, he finally took them to her at this random old abandoned house and they found her. And they ended up putting him in jail anyways, because why not? 2 years in jail and 1 year on probation. Don't steal children, people. Don't steal them.
So when I was a sophomore in high school, I had this teacher who would only let the students in her class use the restroom one time per semester. Well, one day I raised my hand and I was like, "Excuse me," I don't remember her name, "can I please use the restroom?" And she was like, "No, you can't, because you've already used the restroom in my class this semester." Well, excuse me, you can't dictate my bladder. So I'm all frustrated, and I started secretly texting my mom because I wasn't allowed to use my phone in class. And I was like, "Mom, I'm sitting in class right now, my teacher won't let me use the restroom." And she was like, "I'll take care of it for you." And I was like, "Okay." So 5 minutes goes by, and all of a sudden my teacher's phone starts ringing, and she walks up to it and answers it, and she's like, "Hello?" "Yeah. Okay, thank you." And then she walks up to me so angry, and she slams the pass on my desk, and she was like, "Since you have to go that bad." And I was like, "Yeah, I really do, thanks." And I got up and left. I didn't even have to go to the bathroom. It was just the principle of it. I just roamed the halls.
I was in class on Zoom. I wanted to go to sleep, honestly, because when I'm tired, I go to sleep. I end up falling asleep, and then class ends and everyone starts leaving the class except me, because I was in a whole other universe at this point. I was dreaming, I was flying. At this point, me and the teacher are alone in the call. This is the best part. Then the teacher starts talking to me and he's like, "Samantha, wake up. Samantha, please. Samantha, you have another class." He woke me up, but I was half awake, so I didn't really know what was going on. So I thought it was my brother waking me up, and I straight up yelled. I was like, "Shut up, you fat booger." And so then I realized, oh, call my teacher a fat booger. And now he scheduled a parent conference. I'm going on Monday, so I'm really excited.
I made my teacher cry. Story time. When I was in 2nd grade, I had this teacher and she was the devil, and we're gonna name her Miss Jackson. And the reason I call her a devil is because she would say really mean things to me to my face. She would be like, "Ty, stop talking like that, you sound like a little girl." Or, "Your favorite color can't be pink, you have to choose one of the boy colors." And since I was so young, I didn't understand how serious these things were, and I didn't know I can get her in trouble. And I would go home sad every single day. Eventually my mom noticed and she asked me what was wrong. So I told her some of the things that Miss Jackson would say to me, and my mom was mad. And my mom was like, "The next time she says something to you, say something rude back, and if you get in trouble, I'll handle her from there." So I was like, "Okay, I'll do it." Now, Miss Jackson was a heavy lady, so I knew if I said something rude to her, it would be about her weight. Though we don't body shame around here. We don't do that, okay? So I'm in school eating lunch with my friends who happen to be girls, and Miss Jackson comes up to me and she's like, "Shouldn't you be eating with the boys?" So I looked at her and I was like, "Shouldn't you be eating a salad?" And the lunchroom started laughing, and then she started crying.
My daughter Savannah is the CEO of faking illness to get out of school. So when she does not feel like being there, she will go to the nurse's office and complain to them that she is really not feeling good, so that they call me and I have to go get her. Well, one day after this happens, I walk into the administrative office and everybody is really concerned because Savannah is sitting in a chair so dramatically "Hi, Mom." And when I saw her, I burst out laughing. I was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And everybody looked at me like I was some really bad mom. "Oh my God, why aren't you more concerned?" But as we were walking out, she was walking really slow and actually didn't look good. So even I was a little concerned. I was like, "Oh my God, honey, are you okay?" Until we got to the car when Savannah looks at me and goes, "You know what, Mom? I feel better now." And I was like, "Savannah, are you serious?" And she's like, "Mom, do you maybe want to go to Starbucks and have a girls' day?" And I was like, "Honey, what kind of question is that? You know I do."
So I used to know this girl who would constantly say things like, "Guys, sorry, I'm so ugly. I just ruined the whole group photo, I'm sorry." And then everyone would automatically comfort her and be like, "No, you're beautiful. You shine." And then she would be like, "No, but thank you." And she would do the same thing over and over again, trying to get everyone's attention. So eventually I got tired. So the next time she came to me saying, I'm so ugly, I was like, you know what? You are. She was like, what'd you say? And I was like, if you think you're ugly, I can crop you out of the photo. Want me to tell you, I'm not the one who made you look like a woolly mammoth.
Here's something fun. When you're in a long-term relationship, you'll often find yourself doing this thing with your partner where you'll say, when we have kids, I hope they have this trait of yours. And today my husband was like, I hope our kids will be as resilient and determined as you. When I was 11 years old, I got in a fight with my mum when she was picking me up from school, and I was being so rude that she wanted to teach me a lesson and scare me a little bit. So she said, you can find your own way home. Left me outside of my classroom, got in her car and drove off. Now, realistically, she was just doing the block and was going to come back and pick me up, hoping that I would be apologetic. But I wasn't. I was very stubborn and was like, I can find my own way home. And I decided to run home. I, in fact, sprinted from the school grounds and ran into a close family friend who offered to give me a lift, which I accepted, and I got home by my own means. Now, my mum did do the block and not only came back to me not being where she left me, but to one of my friends saying, yeah, I saw her get in the car with some weird guy. Imagining my mum's soul leaving her body that day is enough for me to not ever want kids, let alone kids like me.
Story time. When I was a child, my family and I moved into a big old 2-story house. Both my parents worked, so I was often home alone when I came home from school. One evening when I came home, the house was still dark. I called out for my mum just in case she was home and heard her sing-song voice reply from upstairs. I called her again as I climbed the stairs to see which room she was in, and again heard the same response. We were decorating the house at the time, and I didn't quite know my way around the maze of rooms yet, but I knew she was in one of the far ones right down the hall. Just as I reached for the handle of the door to let myself in the room, I heard the front door downstairs open and my mother call out for me. I jumped back terrified and ran down the stairs to her, but as I glanced back, the door to the room slowly opened a crack, and for a brief moment, I thought I saw something staring back at me.
So the other day when my daughter Savannah's in the middle of her Zoom class, she kind of like leaves the room and she goes, hey mom, do we have a pencil sharpener anywhere? And I was like, I don't think so. Like, why do you need a pencil? She's like, yeah, my pencil, it's not working anymore. I've actually been sharpening it with scissors. This is her actual pencil she was using. And I was like, okay. Pretty sure you have like a million in your room, right? And she was like, no, I can't find any of them. And I was like, of course. Like, Savannah's very messy and she loses a lot of stuff. So I was like, you know, it's no problem. I go to the kitchen, I go to grab her pen, right? So I'm walking back to her room. Her cat, who likes no one in my house except for Savannah, by the way, is waiting for me. The second my little toe steps foot through her door, she just right in my toe. So I fall to the ground and I was like, fuck. Whole class hears me, so embarrassing. Anyways, don't care. So I go to give her the pen and she goes, Mom, I can't use that. I can't use a pen because I don't want to mess up my notes. Y'all, look at her notes. Look at this paper. My daughter. So when I was in the 4th grade, I had a science fair where I had to come up with a new invention, and I came up with the greatest idea of all time. I thought it was incredibly innovative new technology, and I called it Brownie CC's, aka Brownie Cupcakes. Now, the day of the science fair, I showed up to school without my Brownie CC's because my mom didn't have enough ingredients to make them fresh for the class, which is what I wanted. And so my teacher screamed at me and sent me to a 2nd grade classroom to do work all day, and I cried because the rest of the 4th grade got to just have fun and celebrate the science fair. And when I got home, my mom gave me money to get Pokemon cards, which made me feel a little better. Now, my family is very well versed on this little childhood trauma of mine, especially Savannah. Like, I would literally start off the story like randomly and be like, 4th grade science fair project, and she'll roll her eyes at me and be like, oh my god, I know, Mom, Brownie CC's. Well, I was going through her backpack one day when she was in like the 4th or 5th grade herself, and I saw that she stole my invention for her project. I saw the paper, it said Brownie CC's, and I look at her and I'm like, what is this, Savannah? And she's like,
I'm curious, has any other babysitter had this happen? I was nannying a little girl, she's about 4 years old. We get back to the house, I picked her up from school, we went to the park, it's dark out now. She's in her bath because it's bath time, and she goes, hey, did you see the man in the window? I said, in what window? She goes, in my window. When I drove up, the man was in the window. And my heart sinks because I was like, no, I did not see the man in the window. So I go and check the house thoroughly, and there's nobody in the house, but the back door was unlocked, and whoever had left the house last, I guess, left the back door open. So that was a little weird, but I didn't see a man, so I go back in, I get to the bathroom, and she goes, the man's in the hallway now. And I was like, well, I didn't see a man in the hallway. She's like, he just walked by. And this isn't a kid that I'd known this child really well, and she'd never lied before. So I grab her, wrap her up in a towel. We're out of the house. I call my boyfriend. I'm like, you need to get over here and check this house. There's apparently a man in the house, and I'm freaked out. He checks the house, no man. And I look at the girl and I say, can you describe the man? Do you know his name? And she goes, yeah, his name is Jesus. He's everywhere.
So my daughter Savannah is epileptic, and most of y'all know this by now. And when she has grand mal seizures, which doesn't happen very often, like, it's a production, right? Like, she makes noises, there's warning signs, and then she drops, seizes, goes into her tonic-clonic phase, and then goes to bed for a few hours, and then she wakes up, she's totally fine. Well, listen! I was just in the kitchen talking to Savannah. I was putting a little Uncrustable in the toaster for my son, and she stops talking to me mid-sentence, no warning at all, and just drops, and I'm like, whoa! And I catch her, and I ease her down to the ground, and I'm like, oh my God, here we go. And I'm like, rubbing her head. I'm like, it's gonna be okay. She's seizing, I'm holding her. My son is climbing on my back at the same time, and I'm like, buddy, get out of here, your sister's having a seizure. And all of a sudden, without missing a beat, she stops seizing and goes, hi, Mom. And I'm like, I'm having a full-blown panic attack. I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. That was weird. Can I go play Roblox? This girl... Oh!
One of my most embarrassing moments in middle school. When I was in middle school, I went to a really old building, like ancient. I'm talking like this was the old high school, and it was so old that they built a new high school and then just decided to send all the middle schoolers there. And for whatever reason, whoever decided to build this school put this big, huge, steep staircase right by the gym, and every day I had to go down this staircase to go to gym. I think you know where this is going. So I'm walking to gym class, and I trip. Not on like the bottom of the staircase, but at the very top. And I tumble all the way down the 25 steps on this staircase. And to make matters worse, I tripped in front of my boyfriend at the time. And he just like got to the bottom of the stairs and laughed in my face. Now, of course, in that moment, I just wanted to perish. I survived, but needless to say, my boyfriend and I broke up the next day.
Okay, so story time. So basically one time in 5th grade, my dad took me to get breakfast from Dunkin' Donuts. We went there before school like always, and as we were there, this strange man outside was staring at me and like making faces. Super creepy. We didn't know him or anything, so we walked inside and I was kind of freaked out. I told my dad that I was creeped out by him, and he told me that nothing bad was gonna happen. Or so he thought. So we got our foods and we ate it. Everything was fine, chill. After we were done, we got up to leave. The man was gone by now, so I felt better. But then on the way to my school, I saw him walking on the sidewalk. Like, I figured he was going to his house or like somewhere else. When we got to my school, no one was outside. It was kind of weird. We went to open the door because my dad was a part of the PTA, so he came in with me. The door for some reason was locked. My music teacher out of nowhere ran out and brought us inside quickly. She told us that our whole school was on code red. Scary. And that a man was in our school, so we went inside and I went and hid in the music room. Like for part 2. Okay, so part 2. So I went and hid in the music room. Dad was in the PTA room, which was close by. Literally started crying because I was so scared and they weren't telling us anything because we were too young. I guess they didn't want to scare us. That didn't work. Once the code red was over, about 30 minutes later, we went to class. I went to go find my dad and make sure he was okay and see if he knew anything, and he didn't. When I got in my classroom, we were all talking about it, and my teacher said that the man just walked in and told them he was looking for one of his teachers from like 15 years back. Huh? They gave us a description of the man, and I realized it was the same man from Dunkin' Donuts. He just walked in my school. I was freaked out because I saw him at Dunkin' Donuts before school started, and I hoped I never saw him again. But a few weeks later, I saw him again multiple times at the same Dunkin' Donuts. He literally just stared at me all the time. So yeah, that's my little story.
One time when my boyfriend was sleeping, his phone went off and it was from a Morgan, and I know all of his exes and friends, and like I've never heard of a Morgan before. So I went through the messages and they were talking about how much they missed each other, and I was like, weird. So I got on his Facebook and typed her name in his friends list, and there she was, and I went on her Facebook. It was really, really private, and I could only see like 3 or 4 profile pictures, and there was a guy in one of them and he was tagged. So I went to his Facebook and I saw that they were engaged, and I was like, weird. So I had screenshotted all the messages and then sent them to my phone, then deleted them out of his pictures and his phone, so he didn't know that I had them. And I reached out to Morgan. I tried to call her on Facebook and then was immediately blocked. And then I went to the fiance's Facebook and I was immediately blocked. So I said, that's kind of fishy. So I got on my second Facebook and I typed in the fiance's name and I went through his friends list and sent screenshots of the messages to all of the people with his same last name. And it turns out it was the night before their wedding and it was a rehearsal dinner night and I ruined the wedding. So sorry about that.
Story time. So once upon a time in grade 5, I was going through this really strange phenomenon where like 5 of my adult teeth decided to all come in at once. Now I already had this really weird obsession with when I had a loose tooth, I loved to like pluck it out of my face like berries off of a vine. So as you can imagine, sitting there with 5 loose teeth in my mouth felt like I was in an orchard on a hot summer's day. My brothers had just rewatched The Exorcist with me a few nights before while babysitting, so its cinematic masterpiece was still ever fresh in my mind as I sat there not listening to my teacher drone on about numbers, secretly popping my teeth out with my tongue and letting my mouth fill with blood. Till I noticed my dear old classmate Tristane, who used to eat rulers and pick on me, was staring at me. So I looked him dead in the eyes, opened my mouth slowly and let all of the teeth and blood just dribble out onto the desk. Then I said in a low grumble, "You will die tonight." He started screaming and then I had to go to church.
Story time about how my best friend waxed off my eyebrow in my sleep, so I cut her hair. So a little background information. I was 14 and in 8th grade, and my best friends and I were having a sleepover. And right before we had went to sleep, we were all talking about this one TikTok trend that was going around. It's like this trend where girls would go and put wax on their boyfriends while they were sleeping and then take it off. Well, I didn't think anything of it, so that night I went to sleep. I should have knew this was going to happen because I'm always the butt of the joke whenever it comes to our friend group. Like, I'm always the one getting picked on. Like, there was this one thing that my friend Ashley saw online. It was like, if you put white nail polish on your teeth, it would make your teeth whiter. So who did they decide to try it out on? Yup, me. And yes, I could have said no, but these were my best friends. I didn't think that they would intentionally hurt me. Anyway, so like I said, I go to sleep and all of a sudden I wake up in the middle of the night to something very, very, very hot on my face. I open my eyes and all of my friends are standing above me with their flashlights on. Like for part 2. Part 2 about how my best friend waxed off my eyebrow while I was asleep, so I cut her hair. So like I said, went to sleep, didn't think anything was going to happen, and then I wake up and all of them are standing above me with their flashlights on. And then I realized that Ashley has a stick in her hand. Once I realized that there was wax on the other end of the stick, I started screaming. So then Kelsey decides to cover my mouth. She's like, shh, it's not that bad, I promise, like, don't worry. I get up real quick, I run to the bathroom, and there's like this pink transparent wax on my eyebrow. It was about 3 a.m. and we're all sitting there trying to find ways to get this wax off of my eyebrow. Well, then Amber goes, I'm tired of this, grabs it and rips it off my forehead. So I'm crying at this point. Like, I'm in 8th grade, I'm about to have my glow up, and y'all gotta ruin it with taking my eyebrow off. So nobody went to sleep for the rest of the night because they thought that I was gonna do something to them. So I acted all cool. I was like, no, it's fine, I can just draw it on. When in reality, I was going to cut this hair. Like for part 3. Part 3 about how my best friend waxed off my eyebrow in my sleep, so I cut her hair. So like I said, nobody went to sleep for the rest of the night. I acted like it was okay because I was plotting in my head that I was going to cut one of their ponytails off. So I go over to their house next week, and every single day that week they were telling me how good my drawn-on eyebrow looked. It didn't actually look good, and none of my hairs were growing back. So around 12 o'clock, all of us are ready to go to bed. I'm laying down pretending that I'm sleeping, and they think I'm sleeping, so they're over there talking about me on her bed, Ashley's bed. I wasn't sure which one's eyebrow I should rip off because the one ripped off my eyebrow, but then the other one put the wax on my eyebrow. They were like, she's sleeping, I don't think she's gonna do anything. She doesn't even have the balls to do anything. So around 4 in the morning, everybody is dead asleep. I get up, and Ashley had her hair in a ponytail. So that was easy enough. I grabbed a pair of scissors out of my book bag, and I cut her hair off.
Here's a story time of how me and my sisters almost got kidnapped. So my mom and her boyfriend were just going to go out and have a night to themselves, and I was home watching my 2 little sisters. At the time, I was 13, my 2 little sisters were 9 and 6. So around 6 p.m., my mom and her boyfriend leave. Me and my sisters just sit down and watch a movie, and then I get up to make them dinner. I get paranoid really easily, and while I was making them dinner, I look out the kitchen window, and I thought I seen somebody in the backyard. I text my mom and she gets on the cameras that are outside and she said nobody was out there. I continue making them dinner, we sit down and eat, and then we start watching another movie. Then we start hearing knocking. It wasn't coming from any of the doors, it was coming from the side of the house. I didn't want to bother my mom on her one night out, so I just took the kids and we went upstairs and watched a movie in my room. My 6-year-old sister at the time went to the bathroom and she came back in literal tears. She was literally crying so hard until I finally got her to stop and tell me what was wrong. She said as she was walking back from the bathroom, she seen somebody downstairs. I quietly locked my door and I put my sisters in the closet and I called my mom right away. I'm running out of time, like for part 2 of how me and my sisters almost got kidnapped. I called my mom and then she looked on the cameras downstairs and somebody was in the house. She never told me what the person was doing. I guess she just didn't want me worrying, but she called 911 right away. While my 2 little sisters were in the closet, my 6-year-old sister would not stop crying and I'm pretty sure the person downstairs heard her. At this time, my mom and her boyfriend were already on the way and so were the police. I heard him coming up the steps, so I quietly opened the closet door and promised my sisters that they would stay quiet and be calm no matter what. I didn't know what he was here for, so I hid in the side of the bed in front of the closet so that he would get to me before he got to the girls. I heard him just rummaging through stuff and stuff breaking. Then a couple minutes later, I hear the police sirens. Right as I hear the police sirens, I hear our bedroom window smash. While trying to stay as calm as I can, 3 policemen bust down the door. They grab me and my sisters and take us outside. About 5 minutes after they take us outside and put us in the back of their car, my mom and her boyfriend shows up. About 20 minutes later after he was caught, they did notify us that he was wanted for murder of 2 younger girls and 1 adult male. About $10,000 of our stuff was either missing or broke. Then about a month later when we were capable to, we did move. Nothing has—
I literally want to cry. So if you didn't know, I have a sister and her name's Ashley. And we both have boyfriends. And every night we both fall asleep on the phone with our boyfriends. So one day we're all hanging out and we're like just talking. And my sister's boyfriend looks at me and he's like, "You need to stop going into your sister's room in the middle of the night." And I look at him and I'm like, "What are you talking about? I don't have a reason to go into her room. Like, I don't go into her room, especially in the middle of the night." Then my boyfriend hops in the conversation and he's like, No. He's like, "No, I hear Ashley go into Kayla's room every night and stare at her." So me and my sister both look at each other and we're like, we don't go into each other's rooms, do we? And we agreed that we do not. And they said this has been going on for months. So for months, somebody or something has been going into me and my sister's room for about 15 minutes every night and watching us sleep. But it only gets worse.
I don't know if you're supposed to put your contour on before the rest of your makeup or after the rest of your makeup, but it doesn't matter because men are stupid. So long as you look like a newborn baby, they are willing to mate with you. I'm poor, so I have this contour palette and this contour stick. I regret buying both. I must warn you, the transition from beginning to end might be startling. First things first, check your flesh. As you can see here, I have no flesh. Contouring is a very dangerous game.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. One of my viewers left, but I'm fine with that. It's been going on for almost 40 minutes now. It's 12 o'clock. You know, I'm probably gonna go to bed sooner or later. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the story times. They are not mine. The credit to is I cannot give. I don't remember their credit. I'm sorry. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me try not to rage and all that. Thank you guys so much again.